What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? How you guys doing? What's up? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? What's up, everyone? Can you guys hear me? Nice, perfect. My computer was frozen for a second. What's up, TP? How are you guys doing? Very nice to see you. Cindy, go back to bed, bro. What time is it? What time is it? Huh? Tell me. Tell me, brother. What time is it? 6 a.m. Shit, bro. I'm gonna be very honest with you guys. I'm gonna tell you when I woke up today. It was 2 p.m., bro. Shit. I slept so long this yesterday. It was crazy. I really needed it. Went to bed at 5 a.m. Slept until 1 or 2 p.m. today. It was crazy. But for the first time in the last couple of days, I feel a bit more fit. So very nice to have you guys on the call. We are already recording today. I'm very basically, a pandemic is right in front of the door, or right around the corner. 5 a.m. crazy. Congratulations to you guys that you guys are sacrificing your sleep, sacrificing your rest, waking up on or basically at these unbelievable times where I basically go to sleep. You guys are already awake on this call. So very nice that you're here, guys. I really appreciate that, because these people that pay these prices, put in these efforts, they will always see the success coming. That's normal. So you heard about that, 5 a.m. club. Either 5 a.m. is when legends go to sleep or they wake up. So let's go. I go to sleep at 5 a.m. I'm not like a early morning person. So today, guys, we have to do a bit of a shorter version of the Nugget call, because I got a lot of stuff to do and I'm very behind. A pandemic is right in front of the door. Calls are going crazy. More and more teams need my help currently, since they have so many requests, many things to work on, many things to plan out, a lot of stuff that I have to, check out for our Turkey incentive coming in May, end of May. No, I think May, end of May or May, whatever, that we ran the incentives for last year. Maybe you still remember, everyone that hit Platinum Executive in November qualified, and we will do a requalification for that. So a lot of stuff, guys, and I want to focus on that, on delivering, but also I want to give you guys some important some important things that you can take for business. Very important, this, guys, as you know, rule, always have your cam on, right? Very important. I still see a lot of people that don't have their cams on. Also a lot of so-called top leaders, or basically leaders. So please, guys, in the respect of the whole community and the whole TPR, if you are able to, please turn your cams on. It's a community rule. And then also very nice to see you guys, as always. As I said, Cindy, waking up at 6 a.m. and then we had who was it, someone else that woke up at 5 a.m. Caitlin, what's up? Emils, our Latvian bro, is there. Laura is already preparing for Las Vegas. Who else do we have on the call? Thomas is ready. Thomas is jogging, and no, he's just walking. I thought he was running out there. David is here. Let's go. Who else? Marta just had an Instagram live, always hustling. Let's go. Who else is on the call? Let me see. Tim is also there, as always, ready to get these nuggets. Paulina is ready. Didn't your computer crash, Paulina? Didn't I see it somewhere, or was it somewhere else? Okay, perfect. So it's back on. The computer your PC had enough respect, because the computer knew that I'm speaking, so he better behaves. Perfect, guys. So let's get it started. Let's get starting today with a couple of important things, guys. In life sometimes, or basically in life, but especially in this industry, when you are always ready to learn, when you're here with your phone, okay, easy. When in life, sometimes we hear stuff, sometimes we learn things that changes the game for us. And as you might know, I have this habit, and I recommend this habit. It's like high recommendation to do that, is writing down everything that is meaningful for you, right? So since I started this business, since I started this journey more than 4 years ago, I started to have a list that is called gold nuggets, right? That's how the nugget calls actually, how this whole idea actually played out. So if some of you guys don't know, I'm giving these nuggets calls since basically more than 3 years already, right? So 3 years every Monday. And since basically a year now, I would say, not a year, half a year, bit more than half a year, we're doing it for the international teams, right? So I'm consuming a lot of content, but I'm also giving a lot of content. But to be able to give so much content, you will have to constantly learn, but also remember all of that, and that's not possible. So that's why I teach out of my gold nuggets list, right? Everything I teach you, most likely, not always, right? Because I focus on giving a lot of new stuff, but most likely will be out of this nuggets list that I started. So if you don't have a list, and I prefer physical, yes, but it's very hard. You know, it's more difficult to have the book or your notebook or your journal with you all the time. So I would recommend you to use, you know, Apple or on your iPhone, use the Notes app. On your Android smartphone, use the Notes app. Whatever, on your Samsung, whatever phone you have, you know, whatever you have with you all the time, and that's probably a smartphone. Open the notes, you know, call it gold nuggets or whatever you want to call it, and then start to write down everything you learn. Right, that's beside journaling. You do that besides journaling. Like I have my journaling book. I don't know if you can see it over there. So every morning I wake up. Let me see if you guys can see it. If I'm not pointing at you, guys can see it. So it's over there, right? So every morning I wake up, I sit on the sofa with my coffee. I start to journal. I read a book. I just finished it and put it on the shelf. And I need a new book now since I don't have my books with me yet in Dubai. I'm still waiting for them to arrive. And then I come to the desk and then I start to hustle, right? So the first thing I do in the morning is not watch or look at my phone, is more like journaling, you know, writing down what I've learned yesterday. So I added that just newly, right? Newly I added to write down one specific thing that I learned. So I started to review my day yesterday. So this morning I reviewed my day yesterday. I was grateful for my day today, but I reviewed my day yesterday and I wrote down what I learned. So I want to commit on, you know, write down one thing that I consciously learned every day, you know, or anything that is important for me. Cool? For you guys to understand, it's a very important thing, right? It's a very cool system. So I'm going to teach you out and I will give you some of my, you know, some nuggets, some sentences that I wrote down from either multimillionaire mentors or you know, big traders or mentors, ex-mentors, industry leaders, right? Very like the biggest names, because I basically study the biggest of the biggest and the best of the best. So it doesn't matter what I do in life. The first thing I will always do is I will start to find out, or I will research to find out who is the best. And after researching who is the best, I will learn everything from them, right? It doesn't matter what I do in life. I obtained this habit. I started in network marketing, right? And you will see in life, your life is easier and whatever. It doesn't matter what you do. If it's sports, if it's, you know, it doesn't matter what, study the best, you know, and just consume what they say and you automatically will become the best. So these are basically information and nuggets from mentors, from people that I looked up to, and now I'm on the same step with them, right? That's also a crazy thing in business when one day your mentors, right, become your partners. You're on the same rank with them or whatever, right? So very important when it comes to that, guys. All these nuggets, right, are not like, you know, bullshit. These are like things that crazy. They hit me crazy. That's why I wrote them down, right? So I will give you a couple of sentences. We will talk about them. I want you guys to write them down if you feel them, right? It's like this information is not always for everyone. It depends on where are you in life. But I would still recommend to write down everything, because that's the power of writing down. One day you will need it, right? One day you will need it, and then you better have them. So the first thing I want to start with is maybe, as I said, some basic stuff, some good stuff. I just wrote down, I just copy pasted some out of them. And I want you guys to describe into the chat for me, what is success? So what is the definition of success, right? And I don't mean the personal description of success or definition, but I mean like, what is a general success definition that we can give, right? Freedom. Okay. But what is a definition of success? Because, you know, just because you're free, right? Let's say you are, no, I got you guys, because you said freedom. Imagine you are homeless. You are free, but are you successful? I don't know. Some homeless people are, yes. They may feel successful, right? Success is for everyone different, but I mean a definition that everyone can follow. Okay, recognition, fulfillment, having all you need, the result of hard work. That's also cool. Having all you need, it's all cool, guys. But what is a definition? If you don't have one, if you don't know the real definition of success, I will give it to you because that's the international definition. So write it down because it's a very cool definition. So success is the progress. Success is the progress. Success is the progress of a worthy ideal. Okay. And I will always copy paste it into the chat. So sometimes you can read it because my English sucks sometimes. So you have it here. Okay. Success is the progress of a worthy ideal. That's the definition of success. So it is the progress of an ideal, right? You guys have an, you know, an idea of your life, right? It's an ideal of you have an idea, but at the end of the day, all your ideas together is an ideal. So you are progressing towards this big picture, right? You are, whatever your vision board, that's why I always tell you guys, have a vision board, as I have one over there, right? Have a vision board, because all these pictures, all these thoughts, all these wishes, they come together as an ideal one day that you are fulfilling by pursuing success, right? By pursuing a picture. Okay, so think about that. Now, if you understand what this definition means, it will help you to achieve success, right? Because it's not only about freedom, it's not only about recognition, but it's about constantly, right? And many people don't understand that, but it's a constant goal, right? You are not happy. Like, let's say you earn 10,000 a month. Do you think you will be happy for the rest of the life? No, right? Because first of all, it's one ideal. It's one picture of the ideal. It's money, right? It's your income. But besides the income, there's more, like there's more that will make you happy and will make you successful, right? But it is important, right, to make your first 10,000 a month. But after that, do you think you want more? Yes, probably yes, right? And you should want more, right? Because if you stagnate, if you stop, most likely you will feel bad. Okay, if we focus, like, let's say all of these superstars, right? All of these superstars, and there are many stars, right? If you want, you can name some of them in the chat, but there are many stars, you know, that end up kill themselves after having millions and millions and recognition and freedom and doing what they want, you know, being superstars, doing whatever they want. Why do they kill themselves? Because they stopped. And that's important, because that's the I would not only say the definition of success, but also of, you know, happiness is the progress, right? Because they stop progressing. They stop to do what they love. Okay. Some of you guys may have parents that, even though if they would become rich, they could not stop working, right? So they will continue to work because they don't know what to do else. Do you have these old ladies that sometimes stare out of the windows for hours and hours and hours, you know, and stalk everyone? I don't know if you guys have that, but you have that a lot in Germany for sure, right? Old people just staring out of the window because, you know, like, they stop doing what they love, right? They stop doing what they love. So that's not how I see success. That's not how I see happiness. So it's a progress, right? So love the progress. I know it's hard to love the progress, but it is very important. And that's also another thing that I wrote down. After a goal, there's always a goal, right? After one goal, there's always a goal. So you always need, and please listen, you might say, lol, why are you telling me this, Miguel? That's so stupid. I know that, right? But again, after a goal, there comes a goal. Don't ever fall into a period of, you know, of stagnation or not feeling happy because after a goal, there's no goal. So I did set a lot of goals when I started this business, and I achieved them pretty fast, right? In one and a half, 2 years, I have achieved all the goals that I wrote down. I was living in the flat that I wanted. I had the person beside me that I wanted, right? I had the car that I always wanted. I was earning the money that I always wanted. I was doing what I always wanted to do. And it basically, like in a snap, like in 2 years for you might sound, or for some people might sound a long time, but 2 years is actually very fast. Right? If you think these are all my goals that I had in my childhood, like all my goals that I had in my childhood, all my goals that I had in my mind, becoming a young man, right? Driving this car, doing this, going there, blah, 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 having this lifestyle, all that, I wrote it down. And after 2 years, I achieved that. And the crazy thing is, after that, I was in a very bad mood, right? I was feeling depressed because I did not have a goal after a goal. Right? Always have a goal, guys. right? B, if you know that you are achieving a next goal, right? If you are like nearly achieving it, then start already to think after the other one, because you should give your time to be happy and rest, yes, but you should not give your time of your brain being not focused on the next target. Okay, so always understand that. And then at the end of the day, define for yourself, what does success means to you, right? We said that's the definition, but we also agreed that, success for everyone is different. Someone wants that amount of money. Someone wants to live in a cabin in the woods, right? Someone wants to travel. Someone wants to have a luxurious house. Someone wants to live here. Someone wants to live there, right? It doesn't matter what you want. Success is always defined. But if you don't have a definition, how do you want? And that's the crucial things. And people would work this business for 5 years hardcore. People would work 45 years. But if I tell them to write down what is their definition of success, they say, I don't need it. But that's always the same as entering a cab, a taxi, and not knowing where you want to go, right? It is the same. And please don't forget that these are the crucial things, not the time and the hard work that you put in, but the time and hard work you put in for what? What is the definition? What is the outcome? Where do you want to go? So I want you guys to understand finally, because I say that all the time, that after the Zoom call, I want you guys to define what is success for you. I want you guys to have your goals. I want you guys to understand and journal and write down every day. Because if the non-physical side is lagging, right? If you are not defining in the non-physical, how will it materialize? How will it, like the Burj Khalifa, it didn't just pop up, right? It's just not like, oh, let's build a building. Oh, it became the highest building in the world. Oh, no, you plan it, guys. This building, they included things in this building that no other building has, right? It has such a unique shape because there is no other building that high that has problems with these winds here, right? I was here 1 week ago when there was like how do you call it? When there was an earthquake, right? And I live in the 13th floor, 1-3. You still notice an earthquake a bit different than being in the first level. Can you imagine? Now imagine you live in the Burj Khalifa, right? And the top, like how crazy are people to think I'm going to build the highest tower in the world and I have to make possible and make it safe enough that it will not, crash. Did you know that the top of the Burj Khalifa can move up to 3 meters to the left or to the right side? Or basically just like the top of the tower can move like 3 meters. 3 meters, guys. That's crazy shit, right? And it's not like, oh, let's build a tower. Oh, oops. Let's call it Burj Khalifa. It somehow became the highest in the world. No, it's like planned, guys. It's for like someone planned it. Someone saw it. Someone said, let's build the fucking craziest tower in the world, right? Someone planned it. And then they started to write it down. And then they started to delegate it. And then it started to become a reality. And that's the same that you need to do. You need to think first, then you need to write it down, define it, and then you have to delegate it or delegate yourself too, right? And then you have to dedicate yourself to it, and then you have to follow it until one day there's the highest tower, the highest income earner, or the highest whatever you want to achieve in your life, right? That's how it works. And most people will say, oh, I only have to work hard. Yes, if you only want to work hard, then you will be the person, and please don't get me wrong, but you will be the person that gets paid a slavery loan to build this tower. These are the people, and I'm very sorry to say that I know that many people have a very bad start in their life, and most of us are very, can be very happy that we were born into European, countries or to wealthy families or whatever. I know that, right? But people that don't plan for themselves, they work for someone that has the plan, right? People that don't write it down, people that don't define what they want, they will always be part of the people that have it written down and have it planned out, right? So you have to decide, do you want to be part of something, or do you want to be the person that decides, that builds it, right? So when it comes to all of the success and stuff, you have to understand that. So define what success means to you, right? Other thing is, right, when we are about talking about goals in general, is you have to see your goals as much as possible, right? It means, and write that down, you have to see your goals as much as possible, is try to be around your goals all the time. Now, do you think that the person, right, the person that built, or the person that had the initial idea of the Burj Khalifa, that he thought about it one time and then it manifested itself? No, right? It's a thought process. It is focusing on it over and over again. It's, losing sleep after it. It's sacrificing, right? Sacrificing family meetings for meetings. Why? Because you want to build this tower, because you will want to build this legacy, because you want to build this business, right? So have your goals around you as much as possible. I basically bought an Alexa. Don't go on. Don't jump on. Okay, cool. So I basically bought an Alexa that, oh shit, now she's on. Hey, stop. Stop. Okay, I basically bought an Alexa just to show me the pictures of, I'm looking at it right now, just to show me my vision board. Like my Alexa is next to me and it's always rolling my pictures, right? All the time it's showing me my goals, all the time. I have my goals on the vision board over there. I write down my goals every morning. I think about my goals every day before I go to sleep. I plan daily. Guys. Daily I plan. I plan daily. I don't know if you guys believe that, but I plan daily. I write down everyday stuff and plans, right? Attendemic, right? Attendemic was an idea of Rakan and me. It was in our head before, we started to sell the tickets. We were stupid enough to sit in a shisha bar in Dubai and say, hey, why don't we do a crazy event? And this crazy event played out to be Attendemic, right? That's how it works, but you have to plan it out. Now, another thing is, after all the goal setting, after all the definitions, after all the vision boards, after all the stuff we just talked about, you have to take action on the information, right? Without action, all the goal setting makes no sense. To take action on the information, take action on the information that you have created, but also take action on the information that you are getting. You got information today. And I believe that out of the 40 people that are on this Zoom call, right, most of you don't have your goals defined and written down. And I still believe that after the next couple of days, most of you will not have it, even though I'm telling you about it right now, right? And it's not because I am Miguel. It doesn't matter who you are. It is if you guys are taking the information serious, that can change your life. You still heard it, but you're still like, I don't need that. I know my goals, I just need money. I don't need to write down my goals. I think about them all the time, No, you have to write them all down. You have to define it. You have to be around your goals all the time, and you have to take action on the information, right? Then they don't compare, but create, right? Never compare, but create. Now, I know that we as humans, we cannot not compare, right? I'm not playing you guys by saying don't compare yourself, because we'll always do it, right? But check out and correct yourself, and correct yourself on the way to success, that you are not comparing or hating, but you are creating, right? Don't compare and hate, but create. Some of you might hate more than you are creating. I create a lot of shit, so I can hate a lot. You know what I mean? I can be angry, right? I can hate stuff because I'm always creating stuff. Right? Sometimes I'm also mad. Sometimes I'm very mad at stuff, but it's not often. But I can be sometimes because I create a lot. Sometimes I can hate. Sometimes I can spend time and say that's actually bullshit, and correct it. But focus on creating more than you hate. Focus on impacting it yourself more than just hating it, right? So a decent example, or a normal example for like let's say a network marketing special thing that happens most of the times is, my upline is bad, my upline is a piece of shit, my whatever, right? Whatever we might think about our uplines. Now, are we hating or are we creating? We are hating, right? Because we are hating our uplines instead of focusing on creating and say, hey, I will just outsmart you, I will just outwork you, I will just be better than you, right? I'm thankful that you brought me into this business, but fucking hell, you are shit in this business and I'm going to be better, right? Whatever it may be, right? Or if you say, oh, I know more than my upline, right? Sometimes you feel like, oh, I'm better and I know more than your upline. Now, do you go to your upline or to the team and say, oh, I'm better, right? No, you shut the fuck up and you create, you continue to become a legend until people come to you and say, oh, you are better, right? It's a difference if you notice it, but it's a very big difference if someone else notices it. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes you don't have to notice it yourself and tell it yourself, but work in silence until people come up to you and tell you what you thought about. I think that's one of the most beautiful things that can happen in life. You being humble enough to not say what is bad, but create until people see that you are basically creating, bettering, supporting, doing whatever you thought back then should someone else do. You know what I mean? Then the question at the end of the day, right? The most important question when it comes to success and not focusing on hating and trading and not comparing yourself is, who do you listen to? And I talk about that many, many times, but you guys have to really check, who do you listen to? Who are the people that you're listening to? I don't mean you, like sometimes you get delusional in this business where you say like, oh, I only consume the nugget calls of the top leaders. So I'm listening to good people, right? But I mean like also, who do you listen to in your private life? Like, who do you listen to that lives in your house? Like, who do you listen to that wakes up next to you? Like, sometimes that's where we have to start, right? And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that you should quit anything right now, right? Don't get me wrong, because some people might take it wrong. But I mean, like, are these people surrounding you day by day? Are these good? Like, imagine trying and building a multi-million-dollar business, but 2 or 1 out of all the people that you hang around most of the time are very bad for you. It will be a struggle to become successful. It will be a struggle, right? My first girlfriend in this business, way back, right? I basically quitted the relationship because I knew that I will not be successful with her, right? She always wanted to spend time. She always was like, why are we not spending time? And I knew that if I start this business, I was about to start the business, I knew I won't have time. So I understood that if I want to become successful, I can't be with her anymore. Right? Because sometimes we love people so much that we spend time with them, right? That we relate with them. Sometimes we just love people so much that we can't hurt them in terms of not telling them that we are focusing more on the business, but on them. And then you have to get rid of these people, not in a bad mood or sense, right? Like, don't, but it is what it is, guys. Like I'm not telling you stuff. I'm not telling you that business is only, stroking ponies and rainbows and everything is beautiful and everyone earns $1 million. No, it is hard sacrifice, right? You have to see it rational. You have to understand that sometimes people that that you listen to are also people that they are so integrated in your life that you don't even think about them anymore, but you will automatically listen, right? So if, for example, if my girlfriend today, and that's why I'm still together with her after 5 years in this business, because she supports me, right? What comes out of her mouth is support, right? She's supporting 24/7, always. So get these people, right? I could not be, I kid you not, I could not be in the place that I am with my ex-girlfriend, right? And that's just one person. Yes, I know a boyfriend or girlfriend is a very important person, right? It has a lot of impact. But imagine one person, even if you are set to succeed, one person can destroy all of that. Now you could say, oh, that's an excuse, right? It doesn't matter, it's an excuse. Probably, yes, but why not sacrifice things for it to be easier, right? Why would you continue with stuff that is like, why wouldn't you cut out the cancer, right? If you see it, if you know it, if you identify it, makes no sense. So understand that and be very thankful, as Paulina just said, right? If you have someone around you that is very successful, that is helping you, right? That is successful in supporting you, let's say it like that. That's not normal. Okay, so who do you listen to? And another very important thing, now it's not only about the person you listen and the people that surround you, but how coachable are you? How coachable are you, right? Many people are not coachable. Many of you think, okay, the only thing I have to do is listen to it. No, you have to accept it. You have to, you have to be in the position of really being open to listen and to understand, not only understand and listen, right? What is meant, but also to focus on taking, as I said, taking action on the information, right? How coachable are you? Ask yourself the question, how coachable would you think you are, right? And the funny thing is, it's really funny. People in iGenius, other teams, they new people, they don't know that I'm presidential, right? And you won't notice that I'm a presidential, right? Maybe if it's about business, maybe it's about how I speak, maybe it's about how I present, maybe it's how I, yes, then probably would understand that I have a high rank, right? But I have so many people that came to me and said, like, congratulations on presidential. I didn't even know that you were a diamond, right? Because if you want to be a presidential, you have to be a diamond first. So they said, I didn't even know that you were a diamond. You were so humble. You were so, you were talking to me. And I'm like, yes, I were talking. Like, who the fuck cares if I have a rank? Like, it doesn't mean that I'm not talking to you. But people start to not talk to other people, and have like work differently and talk differently, and that's normal, right? You start to work and talk different. But when it comes to people, right, it doesn't matter. So I hear that many times, and I think that has to do, like, many people tell me I'm a very, very, very humble leader, right? Because they wouldn't even guess that I'm a presidential or whatever. But that comes with being coachable, right? That comes with being successful, that you are coachable, that you are open to receive, that you are not putting any thought into your rank, right? Because your rank does not define leadership or anything in life, right? I know that life is about hierarchies. I know that kind of stuff, right? But people should actually be surprised in a positive way that you have such a high rank, because many people have a lot of stigmas of people that maybe have a high rank or whatever. Yes, getting into a higher rank, becoming successful in this business, being over average in life when it comes to success has to do with a certain way how you carry yourself. Yes, I understand that, right? You have to sometimes carry yourself. You sometimes have to be someone, and you have to be different, right? But it doesn't mean that you're not coachable, right? It doesn't mean that you cannot say hello to your team. It doesn't mean that you cannot be a normal person and normal communication and have a normal communication or conversation with someone of your team, right? Where the first thing you have to say is, hi, I'm Miguel, I'm a presidential, right? That's stupid, right? You don't have to greet people like that, because that all has to do with your ego. And if you feed your ego, and I have an ego, right? Like, I have a big ego, 100%, I know that. But ego and coachability and being humble, right, is a different thing. But also it's the same thing. It's a different thing in many ways, but it's also the same thing. Because if you are coachable, right, you are also open to receive more. But if you're open to receive more, it means you can control your ego. But you should have ego, right, a certain amount of ego to be, self-supporting, like how you carry yourself, understanding what your position is in life, right? I know what I bring to the table, right? So it's like a kind of thing that you have to, grow into. But being coachable and humble will help you a lot, right? Being coachable and humble will learn you to, not have a too high ego, whatever. Now, how you see yourself is how others see you, right? Let's move on to the next. And I never knew that until a mentor told me about it. And actually, these nuggets comes from one of the very best networkers out there, okay? Like, one of the very best networkers out there. I don't know if you know his name, but he's called Alex Morton, right? Alex Morton is one of the well-known, best multiple figure earners. And all this information that I'm reading out to you guys right now are notes that I took from him training us personally, March 2000. Oh no, that's today. I don't know. I don't see it. I thought it was the date that I took the notes, but it didn't say it. But I think it was in 2018 or 19, probably 2018, right? So it was a couple of years ago when I got coached by him and others personally on an event in Frankfurt, I think, right? So this is information that comes directly from one of the best of the best of the best in our industry, right? He actually was the best leader from our very own CEO, Brian McMullen. So if you might know our CEO, Brian McMullen, he's an industry legend, right? He's an industry legend. Alone, like, only Brian McMullen's team, his Japanese team, he had over 15,000 people, which was the second largest team in the world back then, right? And he was the top leader of a company called Vima, and his top leader was called Alex Morton, right? So it's funny, right? I'm teaching you information about a top leader, and his top leader, right, is our CEO today. So it's crazy how the world plays, right? But basically, you guys have to understand that you guys are getting information from the best of the best of the best of the best. And I'm not saying myself, but I'm saying where I learned from, right? So another thing that I had to learn in this business is, and this is stuff that, breaks your mind. It broke my mind, because no one ever had an answer for me for that. But how you see yourself in how you see yourself is how others will see you. Isn't that an explanation for a lot of problems in our world? How you see yourself is how others see us or see you. Like how I see myself is how others will see me. Isn't that fair? I feel it's fair because I think we are born into a world where we think that people will think differently of us, but actually they will think of us what we will think of ourselves. So if I have insecurities, right, and I reflect these insecurities all the time in my own mindset with my self-talk, other people will notice it and will approach me like that. Does it make sense? How you see yourself is how others see you. Now, if you don't see yourself as a presidential or as a diamond or as an IPA, right, then how should other people see you as that and help you to become it? I'm pretty sure that many people and a lot of leaders that follow me, right, they follow me because they know that I see myself as a crown, or they saw myself seeing myself as a presidential, because you buy into it, right? You followed your leader because you saw how they think about themselves, right? These leaders that I know, they have such a strong self-image of themselves that you can't shatter it. You can't destroy it. My self-belief in that I'm hitting crown in this company is so strong that nothing on earth can destroy it. And that's why people follow me, because I talk like it, I walk like it, I dress like it, I own it, right? And if you do that, people will see that and will address you such as. If you carry yourself in a bad manner, in a depressed manner, people will pity you, right? People will address you as someone that has misery in their life. People will talk about misery. People will say, what is wrong? What is happening, right? How can I help you? But if you are like acting, walking, talking, dressing, you know, seeing yourself as a successful person in life, owning the success, living in this dream house, luxury, whatever, right? I saw myself living in Dubai. I saw myself many years back then living in Dubai. You know, sometimes still today, I sit in a cab, I drive home from a meeting, whatever, I see the city, I'm like, bro, shit, I live in Dubai. I didn't even realize it. You know, and then I start to think like, how did it happen? You know? And it's a crazy thing. And that's how life works. How you see yourself is how everything will see you. That's true, brother. Why do people complicate things and think the other way? It's so easy. It's how you see yourself. So you have to work on your self-image. How do you work on your self-image? By the things we just said. Define your goals. Who do you listen to? How coachable are you? Right? Be around your goals all the time. Do you understand that, guys? Give me a yes in the chat if you are with me until now. If you understand what I mean. Because it's not just like words, right? It's not just like sentences, but it makes sense what I'm giving you in our, like step on step, right? We started with what is the success definition. Perfect. Now, how you see yourself is how others see you. Another thing that is very important when it comes to this business that makes sense is I had to learn that, and that is a big industry leader, right? He is the number one Black American network leader in the world. So he's basically the number one Black American leader in the world in network marketing. Makes multiple money. Okay, let's say it like that. And he said one day, you are not ready until you believe it. You are not ready until you believe it. No, not Les Brown. A networker. David Immunity. David Immunity is the number one Black American earner in the world, in network earner, right? So he is a crazy guy. And he said, you are not ready until you believe it. Now, all the definitions of success, how you see yourself is cool, but do you really believe it? Do you really believe in it? And I know sometimes it's very hard because most of us were born into families, into a society where everything you believe is not worthy, where everything you believe is not possible, where parents, family, people that are important in your life will tell you that you should not pursue this goal because you're not worthy. Type a chat, type a chat. Let's go, type a chat, guys. Type into the chat a yes if someone told you that I don't mean someone, right? Before you type in yes, listen first, right? Because, okay, sometimes people already start to type in yes. Did you ever had anyone that, and be honest, someone that was important to you? I don't mean like a person that just walked by, right? I don't mean anyone that in the internet. I mean a person that is important. Let's say a family member, let's say mother, father, let's say a brother, sister, let's say best friend, let's say a person that really impacts you. Had you ever had someone that impacts you, that is important to you, that you love, telling you that you are not worthy of whatever, that you are not good enough, that you are not whatever it is? And I think we all can say yes. I think we all can say yes. And it's important that this happens. It's not beautiful, it's not nice, right? But it's important that it happens, because you guys have to understand that many people don't believe, because a lot of other people, important people, people that have a high impact on them, told them to not, that they are not able to be, successful, or they are not willing to support you achieve it, or they will tell you you're not good enough, right? You are not beautiful enough, you are not smart enough, you are not in shape enough, you are not, educated enough, you are not whatever it is. And that's 100% true, as Marta just stated in the chat. Their limits are not yours. I had many people telling me that I cannot and I should not and I whatever, right? And it doesn't matter what you do in life. Now, let me tell you one thing about belief, right? It doesn't matter what you do in life, and if it comes true, people will always hate you, right? Some people, and I just noticed it recently, because recently a big goal, as you guys know, that I achieved for myself is moving to Dubai. Now, a lot of people will say Miguel is moving to Dubai because he's a scammer, and in Dubai, every scammer lives, right? That's what people say. Other people would say, oh, Miguel is moving to Dubai because he's not willing to pay taxes, right? It's only because of the taxes. Some other people know and will say, hey, crazy, you're a crazy motherfucker, bro, because since 3 or 4 years you're talking about it and finally you did it. And there's actually proof on social media, right? So other people will say, oh my God, you just left the country. That's beautiful, right? Like, congratulations. Not everyone is, has enough self-esteem, has enough resources to just leave a country and move to another continent, right? It doesn't matter what people think. There will always be positive and negative. There will always be, it doesn't matter. People will tell you, right? People will tell you, give your mom money after you became successful. And I started on the very first day. I made enough money to give my mom money, right? It was not enough money for her to live out of from it, but I always gave my money, my mom, the you call it in Germany, it's Kindergeld. It's like support money that you get until you're 25. I always gave this money to my mom, and I paid my mom an extra $400, $500, euros every month, right? 600, whatever, to support her. Now, people back then would say, oh, nice, you're giving your parents, your mom money, but why are you not giving them more, right? Why are you not giving them more? What is wrong with you? You're only giving her 500-600 euros. Now these days, I send my mom $1,200 every month, right? So she can live from it. She still has a job because I'm not getting her out of the job. Every time I fire her, she gets another job, as we just talked about it. Some people just need to be, some people just need, they have to have the feeling of that they are needed, right? My mom worked 3 jobs for over 20 years, raising me and my sister. Now, how is she just stopping to work, right? Even though if I give her money. Now, some people would say $1,200. Why, Miguel? Why are you only giving your mom 1,200 euros? Why? That's not enough. But other people would say, that's crazy. You give your mom the money that someone needs to support itself in a country like in Germany with a nice flat and, having everything they need. It's not a luxurious lifestyle, but it's everything she needs, right? So it doesn't matter. Every time people will think and be negative and be positive. Some people will say crazy, congrats. Some people will say, oh my God, why so little? Why this? Why? Do you understand what I mean? So it doesn't matter. Some people may think it's a lot. Some people may think it's nothing, right? But never listen to it. Because it doesn't matter what you do, right? It doesn't matter how successful you become. There will always be people that will hate against you, right? And that has to do a lot with belief. Why? Because your belief will be questioned many times, many times on the way of success. because you will reach heights and you will reach events and successes that you think other people will start to respect you for, but the only thing they will continue to do is not believe and talk you down, right? Oh, you were lucky. Oh, I knew you will become successful. You were always a good speaker, right? You were always meant for success. That's what you will hear after them saying other stuff before, right? You will hear this from people that will tell you that, people that know you since a long time, where you know and you think and you should, it should be logical that they understand that, you know, you were never meant for success, but you did everything for it. So believe in yourself, guys, believe in your vision, believe in what you do is what I want to tell you with that, right? And that's also the last thing, even though I have so much other things that I want to talk about, but you know, it's already like an hour. I didn't even want to do an hour because I need to go. But before we stop, right, believe in yourself, believe that it is possible to become successful. If you, right, and I'm talking especially to you, if you think, you personally think that you are not meant for success because the way you look, because where you're born, because the parents you had, because of your education, if you think like that, you better fucking stop, right? Because I'm getting a plane and I'm flying to you and I'm going to make you stop to think like that, right? Please, if someone has that feeling, if someone thinks like that, stop the bullshit, right? It has nothing to do with where you're from and how you speak and how you look, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, right? Again, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. If that's your belief, right, then don't believe it anymore. Stop it. Recondition yourself, delete it and feed your mind with new information where people surround you and will tell you it doesn't matter who you are, what you are. Yes, you will have to change, right? I'm a very big believer, and I hate the society for always being so kind to everyone, right? Oh no, you are perfect, you look good. Like there's some simple things that you can change, and everything changes, and you will have to be open to change, you know? You will have to be open to change. But first, you have to accept that nothing will determine if you can be successful or not. But you have to understand that and believe it, and then you can start to change, right? I know that we can't change everything, but we can change a lot. We can change a lot, right? So start to do that. And at the end of the day, there's just one more thing I want to give you. And that's, for me, one of the best closing sentences that I have learned back then. And that's: education is not expensive, but ignorance is. Right? Education is not expensive. So for everyone that thinks what we do is expensive, it's not expensive. Ignorance is. If I have ignored this business opportunity more than 4 years ago, I wouldn't have the money that I have today. Right? I wouldn't be in the position that I'm today. I wouldn't be able to send my mom money every month and more and other stuff, you know, and support it. I wouldn't be able to do that. So you guys have to understand that it all has to do with your definitions, with your beliefs, with your goals that you wrote down, right? With you believing in yourself, with you understanding that you should not create and should not hate, but create. And at the end of the day, again, one more time, right? Because I know some of you think that. I know that some people are on the Zoom calls, and I'm sorry to say that, but especially women, right? We have a lot of women in this organization, and especially women are told by their parents, by their whatever bullshit, right? But a society that they are not able to be successful, they should not be successful, or whatever bullshit, right? Or it doesn't matter what they say, it's bullshit, right? It just matter what you want, right? It just matter what you want. And if you believe that, I know that you can become successful, right? So you 100% deserve it. Claim it and understand that you deserve success. Everyone deserves it. But now get your ass to work, right? Because understanding, believing, and deserving is one thing. It is one thing. But you have to work for it, right? You have to work for it. You have to define it. You have to act on the information. You have to sacrifice and give it your best, right? So I truly believe that with this organization, and I don't mean only women, right? But especially women, we are impacting a lot of women's lives, right? And I hate it to say that, but in many countries, right, the stigma is still the same. And with this opportunity, everyone earns the same. I earn the same as Anna and Robin earn, or basically Anna, she's also a presidential. We earn the same, basically, right? Doesn't matter if she's a woman or not. And you guys have to understand that. And for all the men, you have to be very, very happy, right? You have to be very, very happy to be part of this organization, because basically a true man has to focus on his life and goals, right? The first thing for a man always has to be his life and goals and his achievements. Because I truly believe that if a man is not focusing on what he wants to achieve, he cannot be happy. Therefore, if he's not happy, how can he be happy to someone else, to himself, or love someone, right? Every man that the number one goal of this man is her, wife or whatever it is, that's not the true thing, right? And for some of you guys, it may sound stupid to say, but if you have a wife and you love her, why shouldn't it be the focus number one? That's not how men work, right? Men we're always meant to conquer, we're always meant to build, we're always meant to have action in their lives. But our society changed it. The society changed it. And that's the same stigma that men have, but women have, right? And I truly believe that this business, that TPR, that our community is breaking these stigmas, is breaking these vicious circles and levels and bullshit, and you can be very proud of that. And I am very proud of it. To be honest, I'm very, very proud to have so many beautiful women and so many beautiful men and so many, intelligent people and so many people that want to become better and focus and grow and give back, and sacrifice. And I'm very, very proud of you at the end of the day. So if no one is proud of you, I am, right? It doesn't matter if I have talked to you personally or not, but I'm very proud of you, right? So sometimes you need that. Sometimes I also need that, right? So build a support system around you where you will hear that kind of stuff very often. And if you never heard it, there you go. Feel hugged and feel supported. And let's go to the next level TPR. We see us, guys. Bye-bye. I have the next meeting.